Next game, Brighton versus Liverpool. It's time to go. It's Brighton versus Liverpool. Mohamed Salah, Gakpo, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Attack: Anderson, Fabinho, Thiago. Midfielder: Alessandro, Matip, Konate, and Robertson. In defense, and Alisson is goalkeeper for Liverpool. Yeah, let's go. We go, guys. Let's go. And हमको ये सा लगता नहीं और यो ब्राउजरमा हो हैन यस्तो गर्ने यो ब्राउजर Brighton Hove Albion Brighton will win. Wait, full time लेख्छ त यार सुरुमा फर्स्ट हाफ सुरुमा full time रे coming. Welcome, guys, everyone. Okay, everyone welcome. Gakpo started. Central forward Gakpo. 3, 2, 1. Brighton home ground. Liverpool away. Yes, to go. Yes, it started, guys. Brighton versus first ever home win. If Brighton wins at on Liverpool at its own home ground, this is the time to beat Liverpool on own home ground, guys. Okay, can they beat? Lallana versus Liverpool. Boy. क्या करूं? Let's go. Here we go, guys. Trauma. Last time. Oh, Lana. Pretty well. Deserves Brighton. Oh, yeah. Arnold. Arnold. Oh, Alexander. Blocked. Go, 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 Brighton. आमामा के हो एउटै ठाउँमा पोको परेछ त यार ताक्का go yes saved saved by Alisson McAllister अर्जेन्टिनाको प्लेयर पो रहेछ यो Alistair McAllister powerful हेड हान्न भने powerful straight to the goalkeeper hands Fabiano Anderson Gakpo Darwin Núñez ने किनेछ Gakpo ने किनेछ अनि को खेलाउने त नि so Henderson Alexander-Arnold easy blocked Bro Gakpo it's a Gakpo ओइ लैजा हाँ छ्या ब्लक हान्दै यार 10 first 10 minutes gone guys it's still nil Brighton nil Liverpool nil Brighton pressuring Liverpool defense. Really good for Brighton. Last 10 minutes. But ah, again blocked. Salah. Alexander Arnoldलाई राखेको छ लिभरपुल साढे माने छोडेर गयो हावा Howell, McAllister, Mitoma, the Japanese player. Pro guys, he's the extra man. Mitoma. Sweet, sweet. McAllister. Yeah. Mitoma. Shot. Mitoma. March. Konate. Save. Robert Anderson. Oh. Easy pass. Easy pass. Konate. Allison. Brighton possession. Brighton. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Mitoma. Oh, fall. Alexander Arnold. Fall, fall, fall. It's free kick for Brighton. Mitoma wins the free kick. Is free kick. Oh, he is too fast. Fall. Push, push, push. There's a little bit contact on his arm. So it's a fall. It's a correct decision. Brighton. I'm supporting Brighton, Brighton, Brighton. By the way, free kick given. This is the chance. Oh, all players are in the small box. Oh, corner. Corner getting a corner. Oh, shit. Masala. Oxlade and Chamberlain. Uh, very nicely done by Oxlade Chamberlain, but it was blocked. Intercept by Paco. Brighton totally. Who will win? Oh, Brighton. Oh, ले जा. Konate gets a free kick. What? It's the fall. Foul. Clear foul. Brighton takes it free. Liverpool ball safe. Liverpool takes possession and it's a free kick again. Liverpool gets three free kick on the line. Oh, Liverpool attack ball safe. Fine. Brighton. Go, man, go. Brighton. Clear the ball and throw it, guys. Oh. Oh. Totally dominated. Ha 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 ha. Guys, Brighton, Brighton, Brighton. Oh, Liverpool. Tiki-taka. अरे यार फॉल को फॉल आने से थे यार क्यों फॉल एवरी टाइम फॉल it's a bad boy it's good anytime फॉल अरे क्यों Coseri, Coseri. How they every time. खतरा च्यालेन्ज खतरा Brighton Liverpool possess 22 minutes gone. 0-0 Matip. Oh! सालाले बल त्यहाँ पायो त हानिहाल्छ नि दामना go Brighton supporting Brighton अभी क्या गुन्डा बनेर अरे यार क्या गुन्डा बनेर Mohamed Salah sort of target. Oh, oh, goal kick. Oh, भाइ साहब यिनीहरू गर्दैन 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 oh. Injured. क्या रे ये वो बिटोमा हान्नै ये खेलाएर राख्दैछ यार Mitoma, please, short. Try the shot. Oh, it's easy. Easy. 90 moves. Alan. I said, oh. Oh, there it is.
Shirt. Estepinian had just ghosted into an offside position. One more commentary to come, by the way. 5:30 UK. Brentford have been into wonderful form of late. They're up against a Bournemouth team who've struggled ever since Gary O'Neill got the job full time. The Bees strong favourites at the Community Stadium. It's a 5:30 kickoff with the wonderful Tom Rennie alongside Kevin Watson. Tomorrow, by the way, Newcastle, Fulham, Alex Crook, David Connolly, and Tottenham, Arsenal, Kev Hatchard, Chris Perry, plus all the goals from Chelsea Crystal Palace with Toby Gillis. We've got a busy match week 20, which started on Friday night with Aston Villa 2, Leeds United 1. Brighton on the attack again. Lallana's through ball to March, who beats the goalkeeper and goes down. Is that a penalty? It is a penalty to Brighton. Super through ball. Marsh took it around Alisson, stuck out an arm, brought down the winger, and Brighton Hove Albion have got a penalty and a chance to really cap off their dominance 5 minutes before the break.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what they deserve, to get their noses in front. Of course, they've not scored the goal yet, but that was without... I'm just wondering whether VAR will have a little look at that closely. Was Solly Marsh offside? He was right on the shoulder of Kanate. Maybe having a little look at it. I think there was the slightest of touches, wasn't there, from Alisson, albeit, when I look at that again, I'm not convinced.
What March did, I think, is he kind of facilitated the contact. He didn't dive, but what he did is Alisson stuck his arm out, March went around him, and then he made sure that he put his foot on the outstretched arm, if you see what I mean. He wasn't going down until he kind of looked and made sure that he made contact.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Alisson was inactive in all of that, and Solly Marsh has actually potentially just kidded the referee slightly.
Alisson has certainly put himself in the dangerous position by coming out, not helped by his defence. We've got two issues, the contact, but also, as you've alluded to, was March about a quarter of a yard offside as he picked up the through ball? I think he possibly was. He was. Solly March was offside. VAR checks it. We don't even need to look at the contact because there was an offside, and we stay 0-0. And yet again, Liverpool ride their luck and get away with one.
Yeah, I thought it was. At first glance, very tight, but having looked at it again, I think VAR's made a proper and good decision there.
42 gone, Brighton 0, Liverpool 0. There has been our first goal elsewhere in the other 3 p.m. kickoffs, and it's come at the place that Trevor Stephen graced so brilliantly for many years, Goodison Park. Let's go there right now.
Demarai Gray, right foot curls it away from goal. High hanging ball over the head, it's into the back of the net. Who else but Amadou Onana puts Everton one up. He's been all over the park today, and there was a particular point inside the penalty area of Southampton that Amadou Onana has headed it past Gavin Bazzuno.
Has Onana etched his place in Goodison Park folklore? It's a massive game at the foot of the table. Everton lead Southampton 1-0, Trevor. Huge.
Yeah, a long way to go though, but that's very positive as far as Everton concerned. A lot of concerns around what was going on in Goodison Park today, but that surely will have settled the crowd for now.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, the ownership, the directors, not even going to the game because they fear for their own safety. Brighton here, 0-0 against the other half of Merseyside, Liverpool, and we tick toward the final 2 minutes of the first half, and it's Brighton yet again in possession. They've had 19 touches in the opposition box in the game so far. Liverpool have mustered just 7, one of many, many dominant stats when it comes to the home side. Liverpool try to build something from the back. Robertson again, though, snuffed out immediately by a combination of March and Gross. It trickles out of play. Ferguson can't quite keep it in play, and it will be a Liverpool throw as the rain starts to trickle down just a little heavier here at the Amex. It's been a grey, relatively kind of dreary winter day, but the rain is certainly becoming more of a factor as this first half progresses. Wilson says, got you all cranked up in the kitchen. Come on, you Reds, as I tune in from Charlotte, North Carolina. Great to hear from you. Cooking my brekkie while listening to Liverpool FC. And I can tell you, he's got a Liverpool spatula. Very nice. An LFC red branded spatula as he cooks eggs, and I'm not sure whether that's a blob of meat or whether that is potentially a hash brown. But Wilson, very nice. Thank you for that picture. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, let us know at TalkSport Live. We love to hear from you. And as ever, it is a joy to bring you the Premier League around the world here on Premier League Live. Minute plus time added on to go till half-time. Remains Brighton 0, Liverpool 0. Brighton throw inside their own half to be taken by Pascal Gross. Plays a 1-2 with Caicedo. Colwell's header forward isn't the best. Caicedo struggles to get there. Thiago Alcantara in field to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but he was stretching, and once again Brighton win it back. And rather than trying to play out from the back, Colwell this time on loan from Chelsea goes long and varies it beautifully because Matip has lost out to Mitoma. He's surging forward again, Mitoma trying to find Ferguson. And Joel Matip, who's not had the best of halves at times, did really well there. He'd been turned, he stuck with his man, and as Mitoma tried to find Ferguson, he made a very, very good block.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool look vulnerable, don't they, on the counter-attacks, and there was a man over as well for Brighton. Solly Marsh was all alone at the back post, but as you said, Matip was just in the right place at the right time.
There'll be 2 additional minutes to end the half. Errant pass from Liverpool again from Fabinho. Jeers from the Brighton fans. Ironic jeers as Robertson can't get there. Tyler enjoying the match from Florida's Gulf Coast. 3 points each for Brighton and Sunderland would make it my perfect beach day. Tyler, beautiful picture there of the Florida Gulf Coast with the azure blue sky. Not quite like that here, is it? Stark contrast with the weather. Great to hear from you, though, at TalkSport Live. Keep those tweets coming in. Brighton playing it out from the back and initially doing so well. In the end, though, Caicedo under pressure tried to find Ferguson. Thiago won it. He is starting to become a little more influential, but Salah and Alexander-Arnold get in each other's way, and Brighton for one more time in the half can counter. Here's March surging forward. Will he shoot this time? I wonder. Solly March cuts inside Canate to Ferguson, shot on target and saved by Alisson. Evan Ferguson is trying to be the 3rd youngest ever player to score in 3 consecutive Premier League games, and he was not far away there, the 18-year-old.
Again, Liverpool stretched very across the pitch, basically. Brighton can do what they want with the ball. Ferguson there, he had to snapshot at it, and I think Solly Marsh had the better opportunity.
But March has won it back again because Pascal Gross has won it at right back and surged forward. Ball takes a ricochet as Ferguson again puts some pressure on Matip. But once more Liverpool do just about enough. They pump the ball forward looking for Cody Gakpo. Gakpo can't get there, and the ball trickles out of play, and he was offside as well. So that pretty much sums up Liverpool's half in a microcosm.
Yeah, very disappointing from Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp will be frustrated that his team almost unrecognisable from what we're used to seeing, which is a fluid, quick Liverpool on the ball. We've not seen any of that in the first half. All the good stuff has come from Brighton.
All the rapidity and all the fluidity, you're absolutely right, has come from the home team. Brighton should have probably created more actual goal-scoring opportunities than they did, given their dominance, and their one real chance appeared to be a penalty 5 minutes before the break. But in the end, the decision was made that Soliman...
It's half time. Nil. Half time, 0-0. Half time. Half time. Half time.
was just offside before he was potentially brought down by Alisson. Miedema has been giving the Liverpool defence a torrid time. The end product slightly lacking. Brighton, though, excellent so far. And Liverpool, by their lofty standards, let's be honest, are bordering on the wretched. At the break, at the Amex, Brighton 0, Liverpool 0 on Premier.
Sepco, Catco. Arsenal 0. Brighton 0. Liverpool 0. 0-0. Anything can happen in second half, so stay tuned, guys. Oh, 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 oh. Every time.
League life.
Previously on White and Jordan.
Well, we didn't budget for this money. Surely we want to give it to our lesser customers.
How can what to what can I do? Ja, खाएँ मैले लाएको ढोको के हो के भयो ओइ क्या खुट्टा बनेका रे गाइस
Yes, and the moon's made of cheese, right?
Clash of the Simon.
The modern day fairy tale today in English football almost inevitably involves money.
There's no such thing as a no-score draw.
But this will be an exercise in goodwill, something that the Premier League is bereft of.
How biased is Trevor? Sort it out. Seriously, sort it out.
White and Jordan.
The nation's primary destination for a triple distilled opinion and blistering debate.
Weekday mornings from 10 on the world-famous Talk Sport.
Times Radio.
I'm Mariella Frostrup. Join me as I talk to renowned guests about the worlds of culture, lifestyle and entertainment.
Including Sir Michael Palin.
Python's always been, I think, a nice mix. It's about human behaviour and what we do and how we sort of mess ourselves up.
And Werner Herzog.
When you look at family romance, it's a deeply humanistic film. It is a very essential of my films.
From auteurs to icons, artists to activists. Join me, Mariella Frostrup, for the radio show dedicated to exploring the ideas that shape our times.
Mariella Frostrup.
Monday to Thursday afternoons from 1
on Times Radio.
Stories of our times from the Times and the Sunday Times.
One agenda-setting story told in depth by experts.
I'm Manveen Rana.
I'm David Arnovich. Go beyond the headlines with original quality journalism and exclusive interviews.
What happens in the next year may define this country for the next 40 years.
We take you to the heart of the stories that matter. With exclusive access and reporting, you'll hear from the best and most informed journalists from the UK's most trusted newspaper. It's published for the start of your day, and you can listen for free on the Times Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search The Stories of Our Times.
John Pienaar at Drive, Monday to Thursday afternoon from 4 on Times Radio.
We're going to be talking about the news. We're going to be discussing it and explaining it.
Join John Pienaar for the Drive Time show dedicated to the news that matters and the views that need to be heard.
I'm going to give people the time and space to tell us what they think, and I'm not going to tell you what to think. I'm going to help you make up your mind.
Trusted news, insight and opinion that speaks for itself. John Times Radio.
Hey, I'm Brian Dunseth from SiriusXM-FC. Every Monday, join Tom Rainey and me as we go all around the soccer world on our podcast, Week in the Tackle.
Enter our private circle.
From the significant...
There is a lot of reason to think they are going to win this tournament.
To the absurd.
This little car comes on, like...
We cover the soccer stories we find interesting on Week in the Tackle. Available for free on Stitcher or your favorite podcast platform.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Brighton and Hove Albion against Liverpool from the Amex Stadium. I'm your host, Russell Hargreaves, alongside with the former Everton and England winger Trevor Steven. And this is Premier League Live. Goalless so far. And Trevor, as we just have a little look at the replays on the big screen here at the break, the big talking point was the penalty, wasn't it? Given initially on field by Darren England, but for two possible reasons, offside the one that was eventually decided upon, and maybe lack of contact, Liverpool don't end up conceding it.
I think the right decision was made. Combination of the offside, and in fact Alisson didn't make much contact with Solly Marsh. But overall, that 45 minutes was all Brighton. It was really impressive from what I saw. They link up very well in midfield. I did say before the game that you've got to dominate the midfield.
Colwill to Dunk, long ball over the top. Mittermar was onside, and Alisson is always pretty good and alert at reading danger, and needed to be there because he had to come running out of his penalty area and head the ball to safety to get there ahead of the Japanese. Brighton come again down the right hand side. Goal scorer March did really well to hook the ball and keep it in play. Great skills from the number 7. He then plays it off Ibrahima Konate and behind for a corner. Excellent work from the goal scorer Solly March. He's having a great game.
Yes, I mean that was all about endeavour, commitment and desire from Solly March. He had 2 red shirts around him, but he wanted it more than them, and he wins the corner.
Looking at the replay again, intelligent through ball, and just the injection of pace from March to suddenly take Oxlade-Chamberlain out of the game and put Konate under pressure. Won the corner. March will take it. Left-footed, deep in-swinger, looking for Colwill. And Matip on the edge of the 6-yard box had to react quickly to get the ball clear. Alexander-Arnold on his own dead ball line keeps the ball in play, whacks it downfield looking for Salah, controls it well under pressure from Estepinian. This is better from Liverpool. Henderson over the top, overhits his pass though, looking for Oxlade-Chamberlain. Initial interception, Liverpool win it back. Dreadful ball from Robertson, and Brighton get it back through the outstanding Alexis McAllister. And it's now the Seagulls who build downfield and are confident to stroke the ball around under pressure until they eventually lose it. They've overplayed there. Oxlade-Chamberlain finds Fabinho, intercepted by Colwill, and Colwill feels that Fabinho caught him with his follow-through after he cleared that ball.
Yeah, and Liverpool just threatening to put something together there, 3 or 4 passes. But Brighton, when they win it back, they're so composed on the ball. And, all right, they did lose it again this time. But they're not going to stop playing that way. And Liverpool are finding it difficult to get anywhere near the ball to win the ball back.
Looking at this replay, Colwill did well. And that isn't nice from Fabinho, is it? He has put his planted foot on Colwill after Colwill had cleared it, and I wouldn't rule out that he maybe knew what he was doing there.
I would doubt that. I don't agree with
He's
you.
looking downwards. I mean, you're the ex-pro, I defer to your judgment, but he is looking at Colwill as he does.
You look at his stride pattern. Look at his stride pattern. He doesn't change his stride pattern. Colwill just puts his foot to ground, and Fabinho lands on it. So
just an unfortunate coming together.
I would say so, yeah.
I will always defer to the ex-pro's eye in these situations. As it was, Fabinho had a brief talking to from the referee, but no more. Play goes on. Evan Ferguson with a delightful through ball to Marsh, looking for a second. Solly Marsh is absolutely on fire, and the Amex erupts. The roof comes off. Great interplay. Marsh into the corner past Alisson. This could be a landmark win for the Seagulls. It's Brighton 2, Liverpool 0.
He's probably going to get himself a yellow card because he's actually jumped into the fans there. I mean, this lad is playing out his skin. I think he's, without doubt, he's contending up there, you know, for international honours, because what I've seen in this performance today is quality, and a bit more quality. What a finish that was. He knew exactly what he was doing. Alisson thinks he's closed down the angle, but he hasn't. This is inch perfect from Solly Marsh. Fantastic run in as well from that right hand side into the central area. Where was the Liverpool defence? All over the place, and Brighton capitalised.
And credit young Evan Ferguson here as well. 18 years old. His through ball to free March, who I agree was outstanding. This little through ball from a teenager, great.
Yeah, inch perfect, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a great ball, but Solly Marsh has to collect it comfortably, and he does. He's running at pace across the field, and that's a clever finish, because he pulls it back into the far corner when you think that Robertson might be able to get the block. He can't, because the finish is too good.
Absolutely brilliant. Solly March, when he first came through, was kind of a solid workman-like kind of utility man, wasn't he, to a degree? And, like, my goodness, is he absolutely exploded and put layer and layer onto his game.
He is, you know, the epitome of Brighton Football Club. Brighton Hove Albion Football Club, I should say, because they are putting a team together here which can compete at the top end of the league.
They are set to maybe overtake Liverpool and go 7th. Who would have thought that? Just a few weeks ago, Brighton's form since then has been good. Liverpool's 4, as they look for potentially a goal to get back into the game. Alexander-Arnold, right-footed, flicks a deep looping cross to the edge of the 6-yard box. Finds Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but Yox, under pressure, all he could do was just head tamely into the gloves of Rob Sanchez, and we stay 2-0.
Yeah, it was Pascal Gross just did enough there for Oxlade-Chamberlain just to be a little bit unbalanced. He had to try and put some power behind that header, and in the end he just kind of flicks off his head, doesn't it?
Clever defending from Gross, who, as we say, is not a regulation fullback, but he's great going forward, and just there had enough defensive nous, didn't he, to not commit the foul, but just knock his man off his stride.
Yeah, again, that's another player I think is
10 minutes, 2 goals, guys. 10 minutes, 2 goals.
Out Leandro Trossard, who scored a hat-trick when the teams met earlier in the season in a 3-3 draw. The fallout, not even in the matchday squad, and he's not really being missed. Incredible. As Liverpool again try to find something, ball over the top looking for Mo Salah, immediately 3 Brighton players around him, and the Seagulls counter again. Estepinian plays an excellent 1-2 with Mitoma. Here is Pervis Estepinian back looking for the Japanese. Kanhate just about gets there this time. Still under pressure, out of play for a throw. There have been goals elsewhere. Let's first of all take you back to Goodison Park, where Everton were leading Southampton 1-0.
Ward-Prowse with a real chance, sends pass, finishing 1-1. Oh my word! Mr. Ward-Prowse scores his 4th goal of the season, almost out of nowhere, and it's back to being all square here at Goodison Park.
We'll get Trevor Stevens' reaction to that in a second as Brighton come forward once more. Initial cross from the left, cleared by the Liverpool defence. They come down the right through Gross, infield to March, who pretty much has touched everything and turned it to gold in the game so far. For once, he loses out, and the ball trickles out of play. James Ward-Prowse levelling it up.
Yeah, I did say, Everton take that 1-0 lead into half-time. That's the long 45 minutes to come, and as has been proven 10 minutes into the second half, and Southampton get the equaliser. It's going to be a long afternoon at Goodison.
There has also been a goal in the Wolves-West Ham game. Let's go there now. That was goalless.
Here's Semedo crossing the ball to find Matthias Nunes just behind him. Shot from distance and in! It's Daniel Pinnock. The rich vein of form continues, and Wolves take the lead at West Ham's expense.
Wow, so Wolves 1, West Ham 0 thanks to John Howick, and Everton 1, Southampton 1 courtesy of Andrew Self. Still goalless, Nottingham Forest, Leicester City with Ben Jacobs. Remember, you can get all of those as full solo commentaries around the world online and on the app at talksport.com/EN. We'll continue to bring you all the key moments here in our Brighton-Liverpool game. Word there on Wolves-West Ham. Crikey, that's a big one for both clubs at the moment as well, isn't it?
A lot of big games, for different reasons, really, in the Premier League today. And Lopetegui, I think, has come in and done really well at Wolves. I think he's taken to it quite seamlessly.
And endeavour from the board to bring new faces in as well, which I think was needed.
Yeah, but they're going to spend a lot of money, apparently, in this transfer window. Already have spent some, but there's more to come. So that shows the ambition of the club to stay in the Premier League, and I think they have got a very good manager.
Long ball over the top from Matip, looking for Gakpo. Was he fouled? He falls down and hopes desperately for something after a minor collision with Dunk. Nothing given though. Again, summing up Liverpool, and it's Brighton who calmly bring the ball forward. 58 gone. Premier League Live. Brighton 2, Liverpool 0. Reds fans around the world at TalkSport Live. What is going on with this team? There are so many of you. What would you do? Is Jurgen Klopp under pressure as yet after everything that he's achieved? Is it a lack of investment? Is it a lack of regeneration of the team? Is it the injuries? Combination of the above. Let us know at TalkSport Live. It's Brighton coming forward again. Mitoma, shot from distance from Lallana, trying to get on the score sheet against his old side. He hopes it took a ricochet. I don't think it did. It's behind in the end, dragged wide for a goal kick.
So I'm very impressed with young Evan Ferguson. He's got his back to goal here. Mitoma plays the ball in, edge of the box. Great strength, keep holding off Konate, sets up Lallana, who makes a mess of the shot.
I love the way he appealed for a corner. There was nobody near him. He basically just scuffed that miles wide.
He did. He won't think about that when he puts his head on the pillow tonight. No, that one.
You're not going to get a corner when there isn't another player in the same postcode. I can tell you that. As we tick toward the hour, Brighton 2, Liverpool 0. There has been a goal in the East Midlands derby, Forest and Leicester. We will go to Ben Jacobs in a moment. We'll go there now because Cody Gakpo has just smacked the ball out of play.
And Surridge on the counter-attack finds Gibbs White. Johnson, is he onside? If he is, it's a chance. He goes around Danny Ward and Johnson taps it in, and Nottingham Forest have the lead.
The excellent Bradley Johnson with the goal, and I tell you what, Leicester were on fire, weren't they, briefly before the World Cup? They've been absolutely dreadful since it.
It's working some ways for some teams, other ways for others, this break of the World Cup. Yeah, Leicester kind of, surprisingly for me, not been able to get back on the horse and get going. So I still think that they're far too good to get into relegation battles. I think they've got too many good players. But it's a disappointing campaign so far for Leicester.
And a word on Forest. I mean, all the changes for Steve Cooper, they've stuck with him after a slightly sticky start. And, it's starting to reap its rewards. We'll come back to that in a moment, because for once Brighton had overplayed, and Mo Salah, aided by Henderson, has won the ball back. Liverpool, though, are pushed back to just inside the Brighton half, so it may not be too damaging or too painful from a Brighton point of view. Just a slight overindulgence for a second there. They've got to keep up their standards at 2-0, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, but Brighton are prepared. You're not going to get it right for 90 minutes. You're going to make errors. but what they are doing is consistently finding nice triangles, supporting each other, giving options to the man on the ball, and it's really good to watch.
Nice crossfield pass there as far as Gakpo, who runs at Pascal Gross, marches back to help him out. Ball takes a ricochet, appeals for a penalty. Gakpo is saying, did that flick off? I think it would have been March's arm. Nobody else seems to be particularly fussed, I can tell you. And we play on. Brighton 2, Liverpool 0. And the Reds are going to make a change, and it's young Ben Doak who's going to come on. Highly rated youngster wearing 50. Came off the bench in the Cup the other day in that draw against Wolves. And of all the players who could come on, it's going to be Ben Doak. And just looking at the bench, everybody else is either injured or I don't even know what, or maybe they're just not even there. There is a real lack of quality game changers on that Liverpool bench, isn't there?
There is, but it looks like there is going to be more changes as well. I've seen that Gomez is going to be coming on, and Harvey Elliott. So this is kind of start again time for Liverpool. Really sort of shake it up. They've just not been at the races in this in the first half nor the second half, and that is what's been surprising to me.
Yeah, Harvey Elliott, of course, highly rated youngster signed from Fulham, midfielder who is definitely still making his way and stamping his authority on the Premier League. Gomez is a defender, and Doak is another youngster who's only recently made his club debut. So those are the kind of faces to be coming on. They're all decent players in their own right and have got, I'm sure, big futures, particularly a pair of them ahead of them. But with the greatest will in the world, that doesn't fill me and probably doesn't fill Brighton with a fear of dread. No, not really. I think what Liverpool are lacking is energy, and we talked about intensity at the start of the game, and that's that we saw from Liverpool in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game, and we haven't seen it since. But the new 3 players coming on will give some kind of zip, hopefully, to Liverpool's performance. Going to see plenty of changes because Brighton are going to make a couple as well. Joel Veltman and Danny Welbeck are going to come on for Adam Lallana and for Evan Ferguson, who've both done very well indeed. Naby Keita, Ben Doak, Harvey Elliott are the 3 to come on for Jordan Henderson, Fabinho and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. And also Joe Gomez for Joel Matip. So it's going to be 4 Liverpool changes of the 5 permitted and 2 for Brighton. So a quadruple sub from Jurgen Klopp, countered by a double sub from Roberto De Zerbi. Talk about a changing of the guard.
Yeah, I mean, that's like scrapping the idea and starting with a fresh one, isn't it, really?
It's not great, is it, from Liverpool's point of view?
It's kind of admitting you've got it wrong today, isn't it?
Right, 63 gone, Brighton 2, Liverpool 0. Colwill, nice through ball to Mitoma. Mitoma cuts inside his man, shoots from distance, and it's saved by Alisson. And Alisson on the half volley had to save it first time because his last contribution before coming off, Ferguson was careering forward at a rate of knots and would have easily tapped home the rebound. Lallana was lurking with intent before he goes off as well. But we'll credit Alisson, who saw it quite late. He had to save that first time and did.
Yeah, that was far too easy though for Mitoma to get his shot away. Alexander-Arnold just lets him come inside from the wide position, and he wasn't under pressure when he struck that ball. Didn't hit it that well, so not much of a problem for Alisson.
Big Ross, by the way, sorry, on TalkSport Live, saying all you need to know about Liverpool's midfield at the moment is we're forced at this stage to bring on the likes, and no disrespect of Doak and Harvey Elliott in the equation as well. And Big Ross, I think, right, that lack of depth with a mixture of the injuries and lack of investment, the age of some of those players, it's hurting them. And just as we watch the action here, nasty tackle from Alexander-Arnold, Ferguson pumping the ball downfield, and the fullback just takes him out, and quite rightly gets yellow carded.
Yeah, and fair play to Ferguson. That was quite a clattering he got there, but he's back on his feet, pretty well jumped up straight away and got on with it. It's good to see that. We normally see players rolling around the floor for minutes on end, and they've not really had an injury.
So the ball's gone dead. All those subs can happen, and Ferguson getting a really good reception. Didn't score today, didn't look full of conviction when he had his goal-scoring opportunities, but set up the goal, tireless work rate, and of course had scored in his previous 2 games.
Yeah, I thought he didn't look out of place at all. For a young man, 18-year-old, to play up against Matip and Konate and still have something to show from your performance. I thought that was really good from him.
So major concerns for Liverpool at this stage, who could lose their opening 2 league fixtures of a calendar year for the first time since 1993. This will be their 5th away Premier League defeat of the season already. The last time they even lost 4 in a whole season was 5 years ago. There are some pretty worrying stats amassing for Liverpool Football Club. Unless they can somehow turn this around. We have played 66 minutes and they continue to trail. An excellent Brighton here at the Amex by 2 goals to 0. Sanchez, long ball forward. Robertson decides to let it run. Not massively convincing. Man of the moment, Solly March, was on his shoulder, but the Scot got it back to his goalkeeper. And Liverpool will try to build from the back through Matip, who's not been great, and Konate, who to his credit has actually been okay. One of the few Liverpool players, I'd say, Trevor, to probably not die wondering in this match.
Yeah, he looks switched on, Konate, and you can't say that about the other players. It just seemed that yard off the pace, and which is, you can say that's making Brighton look good, but I think they've merited their performance on what the effort that they've put in and the quality on the ball.
Surging in field is Oxlade-Chamberlain, who did okay, beat a couple of players, but was forced to go to halfway into Matip, which was not exactly the most probing and dangerous part of the field from a Liverpool point of view. Robertson wants the return pass but doesn't get it from Thiago Alcantara. He comes infield instead to Henderson, who's in a little bit of space midway inside the Brighton half. Finds Trent Alexander-Arnold, recently booked. Left-footed cross from the man wearing 66. Veltman, the new man on, appeals for a penalty as Oxlade-Chamberlain went down. He beats the floor in frustration. Charles Veltman, the Dutchman, on a moment ago. He feels he did little wrong, and I'd be very, very surprised if this gets given as a penalty.
Yeah, there was a coming together, not much in it. The referee's right just to not even take any action on that.
So remember, these two teams, if Liverpool win their replay against Wolves in the Cup in midweek, and on this evidence they've got some work to do that, could end up meeting again here in round 4 of the FA Cup in a week or so. Yeah, just such an impressive team, Brighton, aren't they? A joy to watch. Incredible, the words of their own player Adam Webster, back to the bench today after injury. And yeah, it has been a very, very strong display indeed so far, as Harvey Elliott does now come onto the field. Another change. Jordan Henderson, the player to come off, and I make that Liverpool's 5th and final sub, unless I'm wrong. So they are not hanging around here. They are just committing new faces left, right and centre and trying desperately to turn it around. But surely it's too little too late. Liverpool pushed to about 30 yards out, but again they are comfortably dispossessed. Colwill forward, bypasses Estepinian to McAllister, who goes round Alexander-Arnold like he's practically not there, to Mitoma, now to Estepinian again. Joe Gomez comes across, he's beaten, great reverse pass to Mitoma, really good opportunity maybe for a third. The Japanese sliding to the edge of the penalty area. It's Thiago Alcantara who makes the block, ball behind for another Brighton corner. A lovely injection of quality there.
Yeah, a lovely play from Brighton, but my goodness, Alexander-Arnold has made it so easy for Mitoma to get up the field there. McAllister was in fact who dribbled around him, as you said, as if he wasn't there. This is such a non-typical Liverpool performance. It's lightweight, it's powder puff, unrecognisable as the Liverpool side.
Approaching 70 gone. Brighton 2, Liverpool 0. Corner is going to be swung in by the excellent Pascal Gross. That delivery not the best. Andy Robertson was defending the near post. He heads it to partial safety, but the wonderful Solly March picks it up, surges forward, tries to cut inside Robertson, who I think has possibly almost gone to right back. Alexander-Arnold seems to now be playing on the left. Have they actually switched? I think they have.
Yeah, that could just because of the corner kick that was taken on the left-hand side. In fact, they are swapping back now.
Could stay for a little while, but yeah, you're right. They have finally switched. I wonder if it was a desperate Hail Mary to try and mix things up. I wouldn't put it past Liverpool, given how hugely outplayed they have been for a large chunk of this match on Premier League Live. At TalkSport Live, get your tweets coming in. Lee Hart, it's taken ages to finally get to that cafe you talk about in Drummond, Montana. I got there last week, says Lee, and it was closed. I'm so sorry, Lee. We've given it the big I am so many times. Sent a picture as well as he turned off at Drummond to miss out. Sorry about that, Lee. Anyway, at TalkSport Live, Pablo Escobar listening from Abokobi in Accra in Ghana. Excuses will surely come from Liverpool fans. They'll say it's injuries They still have a good team to compete with. I'll be amazed if they don't make further transfers before that window closes. Pablo, thank you for your tweet. Jurgen Klopp has alluded to the fact they won't, but I think, as that man from Ghana says, they need a couple of extra new faces desperately, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. And again, I think it's the midfield area. Liverpool look tired to me, as if they've run their race and there's not much left in the tank. And Brighton are taking advantage of that.
Here come Liverpool looking for a goal. Gakpo beats his man, tries a cross from an acute angle near the edge of the 6-yard area. Did okay there, the Dutchman, but Robert Sanchez, alert to the danger, came out, closed down the angle, and eventually made a fairly comfortable block. It's been tough for Gakpo, hasn't it? Leading the line, Premier League debut, great player in the Eredivisie and in Europe, but it's a very tough transition, isn't it, coming into this team and playing that role at the moment.
Yeah, he's been starved of service, really, hasn't he? He's very rarely been put in on the ball, in and around the penalty area. He's having to try and work hard to find space. But at the end of the day, the delivery to him has not been coming all afternoon.
Largely of late, Liverpool, despite not having Virgil van Dijk, have done well in games. They've managed to actually be unbeaten in their last 14 league games when Van Dijk was absent. That run, I think, is about to come to an end, as another Brighton player is down. Another frustrated, niggly challenge from Liverpool. Thiago Alcantara, the man who's fouled Danny Welbeck. Welbeck, I think, was possibly already tumbling from a challenge from Andy Robertson, and Thiago made sure the job was done.
Yeah, again, it's just an example of Liverpool getting to the tackle too late.
Oh, but they've given the ball away, Brighton, here. Caicedo, which is rare. Colwell, though, tries to atone for his teammate's mistake by trying to put some pressure on Harvey Elliott. Elliott did turn well to keep the move going. Naby Keita, another sub, through ball from Doak, looking for Robertson. Overhit, though, and it trickles out of play for a goal kick. Some of the new faces, the youngsters, trying to make something happen, and you can't fault their endeavour. At least they're trying.
These are still good players. I mean, Jurgen Klopp, young Doak is obviously new to most of us. We won't have seen very much of him at all. But for Klopp to put him onto the field means he does trust him. But has he got the experience to come in and change a game like this? Probably not. You know, he's still learning the game.
Brighton playing out from the back once more. Welbeck, I think, fouled. He was. Naby Keita surging forward. Took his man out. It'll be yet another Brighton free kick. So Brighton 2, Liverpool 0 here in our featured game. Still Everton 1, Southampton 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Leicester 0, Wolves 1, West Ham 0 in 3 huge games in and around the foot of the table for all 6 teams involved. Earlier, Manchester United 2, Man City 1, United coming back from a goal down, controversial equaliser, and the winner from the man at the heart of that controversy, Marcus Rashford. And to come at 5:30 UK, Brentford versus Bournemouth with Kev Watson alongside the excellent Tom Rennie. Mo Salah went down and appealed for a penalty. Nothing was given. Brighton coming down the other end of the field. Lovely crossfield ball to Mitoma. Mitoma with a curling effort that's blocked. Ball picked up on the left edge of the penalty area by Estepinian. Dummied by McAllister to allow Gross to try and get a shot away. But Pascal Gross, as he tried to pull the trigger with his right boot, just had the ball nicked away in the nick of time by Naby Keita.
Yeah, I mean, the changes that Liverpool have made haven't really had any impact so far in the games. Well, we've got 15 minutes left of normal time, and Brighton don't look under any particular threat or pressure. So again, it's just been a performance right at the top draw, I think, for De Zerbi's team.
Teams are out for our 5:30 kickoff. Still no Ivan Toney for the home team. But Brentford, I'm sure, won't be too deterred by that fact. They've done pretty well without him, as here Brighton looked for a third. Ball slid through looking for the new man Danny Welbeck, couldn't quite get there, and again Alisson, alert to the danger, slid out and made the interception. Mbuemo and Wissa will lead the line for Brentford in our 5:30 kickoff against a Bournemouth team who desperately needs something. They lost their way a fair bit in recent weeks under their permanent boss Gary O'Neill. It's going to be Moore and Billing leading the line for the away team. Full teams from Tom Rennie just after 5 o'clock when Trevor Stephen and I dissect the afternoon's play so far. Harvey Elliott on the edge of the D for Liverpool. Options, movement, sadly limited around the youngster. In the end, Brighton briefly won the ball back through Caicedo. Then they lost it again. Here come Liverpool again through Elliott. Through on goal. Pulls the trigger, but he had to get away with it quickly. And Harvey Elliott, left-footed, should have done better and put a snapshot about 3 yards wide of Sanchez left-hand post.
Well, at last there's a bit of aggression from the midfield of Liverpool. It was Thiago who wins the ball back, and the ball eventually breaks to Harvey Elliott, and he's not long on the field, and he snatches at it, drags it wide of the post. Probably one of the better opportunities, though, that Liverpool have had in the game.
Kofi Twaya Quansah, Brighton are ruthless, Liverpool are toothless. Very good. I'm still buzzing with our win over the noisy neighbours. I suspect that Kofi is probably a Man United fan, and there's little love lost between Man U and Liverpool fans, so I think he's probably taking a fair bit of delight with that one. I quite like that, because Brighton are ruthless and Liverpool have been toothless. Kofi, excellent. I think I might get tweet of the day.
Pretty well sums it up, doesn't it?
Tweet of the day, summed up in 6 words. Very good. At TalkSport Live, if you can beat that over the course of the final 15 minutes around the world. Doak, the youngster, in field. Joe Gomez, the new man, formerly, of course, of Charlton all those years ago, to Alexander-Arnold. Great cross, good opportunity, nearly forced home from Gakpo, looking for that first goal in Liverpool colours. Really good play for once from Alexander-Arnold. Acrobatic from Gakpo, under pressure from the last defender. First shot didn't quite get toward goal. It ricocheted off Sanchez. Second effort blocked, and Cody Gakpo very close to a goal on his Premier League debut. Brighton give the ball away again. This is better from Liverpool. Through ball from Salah to Gakpo again. Dunk makes the cross. The block, the cross put in from Gakpo. And Brighton enough players there, second time around, to get it to safety courtesy of Pervis Estupiñán. But twice there, Gakpo, Salah, much more like it. And Brighton stretched and doing just about enough at the back to keep it at 2-0. Now Brighton counter as Liverpool commit men forward. Can they get a third here and put it to bed? McAllister looking for Mitoma, but in the end McAllister perhaps took too long to get that one clear. Robertson goes to the cross and made the block. We stay 2-0, chances at both ends, but particularly for Liverpool.
Yeah, well, Liverpool have had a good couple of minutes there. At last in the game, 1 or 2 chances created. Gakpo was played in by Salah, and we saw the effort from Harvey Elliott. But that also leaves them open at the back, and Welbeck had a great break there. McAllister just didn't get his shot away quick enough. He hesitated about what he was going to do with it. But you can see more chances coming Brighton's way.
Absolutely. And I think an offside flag there to add to the frustrations of Liverpool as Brighton look to win their opening 2 league fixtures of a calendar year for the first time since 2013. Incredible stuff. Could be their second home league win under Roberto De Zerbi. They've already seen off Chelsea in the Graham Potter derby 4-1, and they also claim the scalp of Liverpool. That would be a pretty impressive pair. Already 32 goals in the league this season, most at this stage since 1977. They've added 2 more today already. Can they add a third here on the counter? Mitoma again surging forward, finds Estupiñán on the overlap. Wonderful opportunity, and Estupiñán just overplayed his first touch after some great work from the Japanese, and again it allowed Alisson to make the block just by his right hand post. Otherwise that could so easily have been 3.
Yeah, again desperate defending in the end. I've really enjoyed the performance of Estupiñán in left back. He was taken over from Cucurella in that position. He also went to the World Cup. I thought he did well in the World Cup for Ecuador, and he's really, really excellent, really good.
Yeah, completely agree with you. And after Liverpool finally won the ball back, young Doak dwelt on it and ended up nearly losing it again. Approaching 80. Brighton 2, Liverpool 0. Now had 43 goals in Brighton's Premier League games so far this season, including 17 in their last 4 since the World Cup resumption. They're becoming a dynamic and very enjoyable team to watch. They ship a few, but they score even more, and in this game they've not even conceded. It's been nearly, I'd say, the perfect all-round display, but it's not been far off, has it? They've set their stall out tactically, personnel-wise, motivation-wise, and they've got it almost spot on.
Yeah, I think formation-wise it was a good selection, making sure they've got enough bodies in the middle of the field, which are going to make it difficult for Liverpool to hold on to the ball, and as it has been proven, and the best players on the field have been the midfield players for Brighton. That's Solly Marsh, the 2 in the middle, McAllister, Caicedo, and you've also got Mitoma on the left-hand side. They've been really excellent.
It's been a goal elsewhere in the Everton-Southampton game, I believe. We'll go there in a bit. But Nottingham Forest 1, Leicester 0 still. Wolves 1, West Ham 0 still. And two other big games near the foot of the table. Liverpool give the ball away again. And it's a third. Surely Brighton have won it. And they are just adding salt to the Liverpool wounds. It's brutal for the away team. And Danny Welbeck is the man to snaffle and fire home gleefully. Welbeck, well taken. It's his second of the season. Liverpool have been run ragged. Brighton magnificent, and they lead by 3 goals to 0.
That's terrific from Welbeck. But again, defensively, Liverpool are shocking. 2 errors. First and foremost, Kanate lets the ball bounce past him. And then you've got Gomez coming in, who serves himself far too easily. Welbeck, nice touch, takes the ball over his head, catches it on the volley from 6 yards out. Keeper cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, I think you summed that up beautifully.
Yeah, it's a real humbling, isn't it, today for Liverpool. I mean, I'm so surprised at the quality of their performance. Jurgen Klopp must be really scratching his head and saying, what's going wrong with this group of players?
Welbeck with a really good finish, but I agree with you that Kanate didn't do brilliantly. Joe Gomez should have done an awful lot better, and the 2 centre-halves to be both taken out of play by one flick was not good. But for Welbeck, who's had so many injuries in his career, really, really good moment for he, off the bench, tireless performer, wholehearted performer, all-round top bloke as well, who's taken all of his injuries with such good grace and such bravery over the years. He gets to third, on top of 2 goals so far from Solly March. Brighton 3, Liverpool 0. Absolutely unbelievable. And Jurgen Klopp with those piercing blue eyes, still in his black coat and that black baseball cap, just looks on in, say, near disbelief and inactivity as well. He's not galvanised, shouting, screaming. He's just utterly resigned to this, isn't he, today?
Yeah, he is. I think the problem's too big for him to actually solve by remonstrating at the side of the pitch. There's too many things that have gone wrong for Liverpool today. Where does he start? He's tried to make a difference with the substitutions, 4 or 5 that he had, and it's not made any difference whatsoever.
Now, there has been a massive goal elsewhere in that Everton-Southampton game. It was 1-1 last time we checked in with Andrew Self.
Ward-Prowse in, pass into the back of the net. It's 2-1. Ward-Prowse with his second. Southampton with their second. Everton crushed the Southampton fans in the corner, bouncing around like punk rockers in the early 70s.
I'm not laughing because of Everton's plight, but a wonderful, wonderful piece of radio there from Andrew Self, bouncing around like 70s punk rockers, the Southampton fans. Goodness me, they lead 2-1. Jeremy Sarmiento has come on for Brighton. He's looking for a 4th. Neat 1-2 with Welbeck, and in the end the return from Sarmiento was just overhit. It took a ricochet. Solly March keeps it in play as his fine game continues. He's got Doak and Kanate on him. Goes infield, and in the end Brighton lose out, but not too far away from a 4th. Back to Everton though. Goodness me, they led this game, they're now losing.
I feared the worst, honestly, Russell. Despite them going ahead in the first half, Southampton, particularly with that win against City, I've been buoyed by that during the week. Unfortunately, Everton are just going from one crisis to the next.
Yeah, massive League Cup win for Nathan Jones. First win. Boy, did he need it. And you're absolutely right. It seems to have set the foundation for today as Saints look to build onwards and upwards. And for Everton, there seems to be precious little foundation from the boardroom level right down through the players and those disgruntled fans as well. We tick toward 85 minutes. Brighton 3, Liverpool 0, the latest score. Everton 1, Southampton 2, Wolves 1, West Ham 0. And there has been another goal in the Nottingham Forest-Leicester game. Was 1-0 to Forest. We will take you back in a couple of moments' time to Ben Jacobs in that one. Another sub, by the way, Sarmiento coming on, as I mentioned, for Alexis McAllister, who's been great. At 3-0, might as well save him for your next game. Start taking off your stars. Job done.
Well, that's the ideal situation for any manager, isn't it? If you can rest your best players in performances like this, that bodes well for the future.
Sarmiento in field. Casado now out to Solly March. He runs at Doak. Left-footed cross. Good cross. And Joe Gomez, to his credit there, had to react well and be well placed. The cross was just between Welbeck and Sarmiento. Gomez got it clear. Player down on the far side is Doak. I think it's been caught by Pascal Gross. He has. and that will be a free kick to Liverpool midway inside their own half. Brighton's solitary win in their last 16 meetings with Liverpool coming into today was 1-0 at Anfield last season, courtesy of Steven Alzate, who's absent at the moment. 3-3 earlier this season. Brighton with only one home win in the league ever against Liverpool, and that was in 1961. Second tier game, 61. Brighton took that, and weirdly, Trevor, that was also on the 14th of January. So it could be 2 home wins in their history in the league for Brighton at 2 different grounds, but both on the same day. How often that happens. So looking for a 4th now, Brighton. Great turn from Welbeck. Oh, champagne football from the Seagulls. Liverpool ripped wide open again. Welbeck on the turn. Beautiful move. Powerful shot, but straight at Alisson.
Yeah, fantastic turn by Welbeck. He really puts Gomez, sent him for a pie there, didn't he, really? Turned in, left foot, didn't connect as well as he would have liked it to go straight at Alisson. But again, Brighton are just, pulling all the strings in this game and playing at a pace that suits them. Liverpool can't get near them.
It's the 10th time that Liverpool have come here in the top flight, to either the old Goldstone ground or, of course, to this stadium, and they've never lost. But at time number 10, that could be about to end as well. Goodness me. 2-0 here last season through Diaz and Salah. Feels like a long, old time ago. Brighton bucking history, bucking the trend massively, and they thoroughly deserve it. 87.5 gone. They lead 3-0. 3-0 as March overhits his through ball. Belts poor old Joel Veltman, who wasn't expecting it. Ricochets off him, which at least gives Liverpool the ball through Keita. Elliott forward, but no movement, no options, and Brighton, without even blinking or breaking sweat, win it back again.
Yeah, I think that Liverpool, you could almost accuse them of giving up. They haven't really set about the Brighton team in the second half. Okay, Brighton did score a minute into the second half, which gives them the advantage, but Liverpool haven't had an answer. Salah's been looking well off it. His touch has been off. He's not had much service, and of course Gakpo very much the same. More about the service that he's not been getting than his touch. He has had 1 or 2 bright things have gone on with his game, but Salah, literally nothing.
2 more subs coming on for Brighton in a couple of moments' time. Easy 1 or 2 more first teamers off the field. Tariq Lamptey, who's a great player, and the returning Adam Webster, first teamer when fully fit. They're on for captain Lewis Dunk and for the very, very busy Kaoru Mitoma. They are coming off as Liverpool continue to struggle and Brighton continue to cruise toward the victory. There's poor old Mo Salah huffing, puffing away. I wonder what he's thinking at the moment.
Well, do you know, I was just thinking to myself there, it looks like, a Liverpool performance playing in the blue and white of Brighton today.
Better from Salah there as he tries to find Gakpo, who miskicks, but it acts as an inadvertent dummy to Naby Keita. He's pushed backwards to the edge of the penalty area. Young Doak running at Veltman. Good challenge from the Dutchman, and behind at least for a Liverpool corner. I mean, we've barely said those words all game, have we?
No, they've not sustained any pressure on the Brighton defence, and what has impressed me, I've said it, about the little triangles that Brighton formed to get themselves out of a press like Liverpool tried early in the game. Brighton have been able to handle it and deal with it. So I'm very impressed.
And just to stress again, this is without Leandro Trossard, their star player. He claims he's had a calf injury, but didn't go to training the other day. De Zerbi saying you didn't turn up for training, but they'd already fallen out before that. Not part of the squad today. Didn't play in the 2 previous games. Out of contract at the end of the season. Agent says he wants to move elsewhere, ideally now. Utterly fractured relationship, but minus that, to be leading 3-0, it's a remarkable setup, isn't it?
Yeah, and the quality of the performance, I think that's been, the standout thing for me. The squad is relatively slim down in Brighton as far as quality is concerned, but everybody who's been picked for the game today has absolutely done themselves proud. Really, really good game from all of their players.
So those subs are ongoing as we tick into time added on. There's been, as I mentioned, a second goal in the East Midlands derby. Nottingham Forest were leading Leicester 1-0 at the City Ground. The last time we checked in with Ben Jacobs.
Gibbs White, the former Wolves man, could have gone left, instead goes to the right hand side. Brennan Johnson! fires the ball into the left-hand corner. That is an outstanding counter-attack by Nottingham Forest.
Second goal for Brendan Johnson, I think, in the game. Forest are going to get a famous win as their good form continues. Liverpool corner, Konaté's header, not a bad effort. It became slightly off his shoulder, which took a bit of pace off it, but it was still heading for the far corner. Robert Sanchez expected to make the save, and the Spaniard duly did.
Yeah, it wasn't too taxing that as far as saves are concerned. But Liverpool have literally not troubled the keeper throughout the 90 minutes, and that's worrying and very much concerning for Jurgen Klopp.
Next up, by the way, for Brighton after this is a trip to Leicester, who are clearly back out of sorts, so they'll certainly fancy their chances. Then the FA Cup next round, which will be against either Liverpool again here or Wolves, depending on their midweek replay. Then Bournemouth, very winnable at home. Palace, potentially winnable away in the M23 derby. Then Fulham and Newcastle. Shot from distance as they look for a fourth here, Brighton. Sarmiento tried his luck from distance. Not a bad effort. Becker backtracking. Just about bumbled it behind in the end for a corner. Sarmiento twisting, turning any which way. Gomez struggling. Wasn't pretty. Brighton get another late corner.
Yeah, and he could have played well back in there as well. So it was a little bit greedy from Sarmiento, but you can't blame him. Struck it well enough. Bounced just in front of Alisson, which made this save that little bit more difficult.
3 additional minutes, and we're already ticking toward the end of those. Brighton's 7th corner of the game. One of many stats that they've absolutely crushed Liverpool in. It's going to be bent in by Pascal Gross. Flicked on. Alexander-Arnold happy to let that one whiz by him. Past Welbeck and Colwell, and behind in the end for a goal kick. Next up for Liverpool is that Wolves replay in the Cup. Then they've got Chelsea next up, next Saturday in the lunchtime game, Trevor. And Chelsea in dire form with Graham Potter potentially in all sorts of trouble, or at least if nothing else in need of a major reboot. Could say the same here about Liverpool. That will be a cracker, because boy do the Reds have a huge amount of work to do. They have lost back-to-back games in the league to start a new calendar year for the first time since way back in 1993. Utterly outplayed. All about Brighton. Just a great tactical masterclass from Roberto De Zerbi. Wonderful team performance and some superb individual displays as well. 2 goals from Solly March. Nice one off the bench from Danny Welbeck as well. It's an excellent performance, and Brighton have done it. They have beaten Liverpool and won at home for just the second time ever in the league in their history against the Reds, and for the first time since way back in 1961. Full time at a bouncing Amex. It's Brighton 3, Liverpool 0. We take you back to Everton, Southampton. Andrew Sutton.
Stands a high ball up. Bazzuno's got to come. Massive punch from Bazzuno. Would have floored any heavyweight. Mara takes the ball down. Tries to play it past Iwobi. Ricochets out far side. Going to be a throw to Southampton. Midway inside their own half. Right back. Walker-Peters has the ball in his hands. We're into the 4th of 4 minutes.
Yeah, ended, guys. Full time. How are you? Full time. Brighton 3, Liverpool 0. Full time. 3 0. No, guys. Array, Liverpool, Everton versus Southampton. Still game on. Last free kick, Everton. Cleared by defense of Southampton. Go. Corner. Last corner, 4 minutes added time. Everton versus Southampton. Iwobi. Lampard. Frank Lampard. A manager. A head manager of Everton. Brighton beats Liverpool easy. Liverpool Brighton by Brighton Hove. It's the last minute for Everton. ल बल हात दिन लिने के भाउ खाएको होला लात्ताले हान्नु पर्ने रहेछ नि यस्तालाई लास्ट मिनट बल हात दिँदा नि लिन्न थियो Everton also down 1-0 1-2 Southampton कस्तो हालिदिएको थियो जित्नेलाई जित्दैन नजित्नेलाई जित्दिन्छ फेरि साउथहम्पटन हो पिकफोर्ड international goalkeeper of England. (42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 56. It's a goal kick and now final whistle will blow. Volley. Everton lose again. Last. Nah, baba, nah. Reading 2, QPR 2.